The developments over the last few days about this amendment are just the latest in a whole series of pressure through partly from the government, partly from Parliament, to move us ever closer to the softest of soft Brexits. So this includes not only being in the single market, being in the customs union, accepting ECJ judgments, accepting ongoing large payments to the EU. It includes things like being in the European arrest warrant and the European investigative order, various security measures. We mustn't forget all of those, incidentally. So much political bandwidth gets spent on the economic questions that we forget that actually it was as much as anything and many of the non-economic elements of the EU that people objected to. I think that the whole British political system doesn't really have the will to implement Brexit, never wanted to do it, and it isn't intending to do it now, and that the Brexiteers have by and large given up. So if they were going to be doing anything about this, they'd have got rid of May some months ago, and they've given up.
Final words for you. Do you think that there is a certain logic to James's position? Well, put it back to the people?
No, none at all. We had an overwhelming vote in Parliament to hold a referendum. The referendum was won decisively. There was then a general...
OK, it was 1.4 million people, but 52-48, I wouldn't say is a decisive victory.
Well, there was no doubt that there was a majority. It wasn't a huge majority, but it was... If you had a US presidential election and you won 52-48, then you'd be 40 or 50 electoral college votes up. It would be plenty. It was won. Then we had a general election where 86% of the votes, I think it was, went to parties around that. Went to parties promising to leave the European Union single market and customs union. And then we went to. Then we've had the Article 50 process. We've had vote after vote. There's no doubt about what the will of the people is on this question. It's merely that the politicians have refused to implement it, and that will have consequences.